Game 1 between T1 and SMG.
Smoke's right at the damn table because that's how stressful it's been. Right, we're on the side of the dive these days. Bot lane, actually, it's a stressful start here for Gabby on T1 as they will secure first blood here for Raging Potato. Very nice start, and that should reduce some of the stress that Raging's been having. Bot lane, you'll see Whitemon just constantly chasing down Arfu, but unable to do too much, as of course Gabby wants the farm, but now with the Metamorphosis pop, they are going to try. They do have Dispose available, and it's a double stun out from Whitemon, but Raging still going to run. Instead, Arfu may be in danger himself as they do start the static link off, and Whitemon is going to be just fine. Arfu going to give his own life away here to Gabby. Make sure Raging Potato does remain protected. Gabby quite low in HP, but oh, I was going to say Whitemon might hand the salve over. He doesn't, though. He's going to jump right back in. What a play from Whitemon.
You do have Carl's level 6 up, so there is a Dream Coil threat if he does find that opportunity to rotate, but isn't really gunning for it.
Gonna drop Raging, those still going for a fight here, and Gabby will just drop Raging. He'll be happy with the trade that time around.
You are seeing that early push kick in from SMG, shoving in the bot. He did make that prediction. SMG looking pretty good here, although. Rotation from Carl.
Yeah, Raging chased up. They've got the coil, but they'll dispose first. Eventually, still holding on to that coil as Cuckoo's going to come in now, and in fact, they have enough. They'll use the coil up for that secondary kill onto Arfu, but a nice blinding light away from Moon. There's not really too much contest here for the Drow Ranger yet.
Yeah, you're not slowing down the Drow, but at the same time, the Drow doesn't really flash farm all too fast anyway. Multi-shot is at the ready, but isn't really able to dip into the jungle to get that farm. And SMG finds a free tier 1 bot, so they do find that early tower, though.
Oh, I think I might have just jinxed mid one. Now bot lane. They might try to apply some pressure, but Dispose is there. Arfu, in fact, never mind. Pylai die. He's going to go for a hook shot into the cogs and battery assault onto Gabby, who's going to have to try and fight back, but with the battery assault, it's very challenging. And now Moon's here to pick off the TB. SMG getting a counter kill onto the enemy pos 1, and SMG still on the hunt. They do have a hook shot up on Pylai die if they can find themselves a target. Instead, they do find a nice little ancient stack for themselves to try and take, and SMG, they'll get started immediately. No hesitation as Pylai die. We're trying to get the vision out with the rocket flare, and now the hook shot in. They've got the Marcy Whitemon. He already rebounded, and he's going to drop as Pylai die. We'll try and chase for a little bit more. Unable to hold down Carl, but again, they are pretty much here to try and secure this ancient stack, and that they will. No contest to come from T1.
Good try.
In fact, never mind. Coil is committed by Carl into the Mortimer's Kisses, but do they actually find anyone? No. Well, he's in trouble now. Chase is on, but instead, no, they see Cuckoo. They want the bigger target. Whitemon is around to try and help out with the rebound, but is not going to be able to get there thanks to the gust of mid one. And that'll mean Cuckoo is going to drop here on the Dawnbreaker. It's T1 unable to respond once again with this draft. Now the hook shot. Pylai die right on target. Has found Whitemon. That'll be another hit for SMG.
T1 trying to get a chase, but they can't even catch Arfu fully here.
They're gonna try. I mean, Carl's got the Dream Coil if he wants, but Overgrowth's gonna lock him down. Carl, he needs a way out. He's gonna try and Waning Rift his way out with an orb, but surely the gust is gonna be enough. Great setup from Arfu. T1, I'm not sure what they're trying to do here, but it's a complete mess for them. There's Cuckoo now. Well, he'll try to run out of there, but the Illuminate gonna fly right through him. Zephyr, well, he's gonna get cogs here by Pylai die, and well, he's gonna stand his ground and try to fight this one out. It's a slow process from SMG, but they'll get another.
They need to be able to catch some of these heroes out. Even if you just kill one at this point with the kisses, you just take it.
Oh, dragged back with the blind, and Cuckoo's gone. The T1, they're all over the place this game one, John. A complete mess here.
They're just avoiding, they're just trying to build up for Gabby, and in that sense, they are achieving their objective. Gabby is managing to farm, but they're not able to do anything else. It's just a stall game.
Oh, Overgrowth out Arfu. Perfect initiation. Hook shots off the mark. Is it going to matter? Carl in trouble on that puck. Trying to phase shift out of there, but he's not going to make it. Oh, even Cuckoo just trying to save, but can't do anything. So at least there's no creep wave here for SMG. T1, though. Can they actually defend? The creep wave's incoming. Raging will frontline for them. Onto the bot racks they go, and well, Gabby, he's popped the meta, but he can't actually stand there and hit people. The Illuminate keeps healing them up. Look at Whitemon.
Oh my god.
Whitemon's gone. The T3 tower now under siege, and T1 going to be forced to try and fight once again on their high ground.
And the push coming out from SMG is just so quick. They can sustain the creep wave as well.
Mikal's trying. Arfu not going to go for the overgrowth this time around. It just, no matter how much damage they take, John, another Illuminate flies through. Carl, what's this Dream Coil for exactly? Hook shot out. Highlight die. He'll initiate. Are they going too far? SMG, they might lose Raging immediately, and they do. Overgrowth was there from Arfu, but hits nothing, as now they can take the fight. Highlight die, gonna drop. In goes Carl onto the Dream Protector. Arfu's gonna go down a mid one. He's being chased. He does have the Aegis up, though, and is still not dropping that first life.
They smoke up once more. Hook shot at the ready for Highlight die. Could see a big kill.
Oh, right under vision. Highlight die, right on target. Gabby, he's the big one. No Sunder. See what they can get done. T1. So you're going to be looking for an opening here from SMG. Yet Arfu still doesn't have a blink up, John, so you can't rely on the overgrowth. Instead, SMG, they're going to try and chip away at the rack slowly here with mid one. They will smoke up from the backside. Just let mid one be the bait. He's got double lives anyway. Whitemon going to go for a rebound into the dispose. Doesn't even go for the rebound. Just the blink in. Doesn't get the dispose either. But Carl gonna make the jump in for a moment. And just trying to chip away at the HP pools of SMG. Problem is they have a keeper of the line. Raging. Gonna be forced to BKB up as Cuckoo now gonna be chased down. Raging just deletes him along with Moon. Cuckoo just disappearing. As Gabby is gonna try and fight, but the link is out, draining all his attack damage away. Gabby, he is tickling Raging Potato right now. They do take him out though. That'll be the Razor gone, but Cuckoo will die a second time. SMG, they'll take the mid racks. Trying to protect Gabby, make sure he does remain safe, but the Metamorphosis is about to wear off, John. He's running out of options here. They have not got a fight to go their way. Zephyr now being slowed up by the Solar Bind, and look at Parlay die right in onto the Terrorblade with the cogs out, but they are kind of ignoring him. They won't go for Gabby. They just want the Megas. It's a very safe play from mid one. Perfectly fine though if they do get away with the Mega Creeps. To just play this one conservatively. They don't want to have one of those situations happen again. This is the puck. Gonna be used up. Nice gust out from mid one. Hook shot in. Parlay die. He found the Terrorblade again. Gabby needs a Sunder target. We'll get one off onto Arfu. And he's gonna be able to survive for now, but so will Arfu. Unless Zephyr can finish the job, but cannot. Arfu's gonna be alright. They have not got Megas. But they've got them pretty close, John. Just one more range racks to go.
At the very least, the smoke on smoke is here.
See how they go. Only one buyback on the map right now, and that's Parlay die. Whitemon jumping in, but immediately burst it down. Raging. Force the BKB and run. Mid one, very far forward. Hookshot is there from Parlay die, but now the overgrowth has been committed and Raging. He'll move in to try and get some damage out onto Gabby, but Gabby, he's going to man fight back. Raging is not taking much damage at all. Gabby, he's the one in trouble. Oh, he is just melting. And GG's called. SMG. This time around, very disciplined. Do not throw the game back the way of T1.
Do you guys, as we jump into game number 2 with Mike and John?
All right, thank you very much, Nat. I do feel like SMG have the more interesting draft.
Poison touch at the ready, you can always run down, and Afu is getting that done. Doesn't want to directly trade with Whitemon, but once he gets a little bit of gap spacing, that does feel a lot better for the Dazzle.
Why did I die? It's just action across the map. It's kind of hard to keep track of what's going on. Arfu's still going at it with Whitemon here on the Treant now. Whitemon is going to drop low, but Arfu's gone too far, I think. Reflection is there, and they will secure first blood.
How much they give onto Gabby, though? You don't want your Razor to be too stalled out. The BKB timing for Raging is still important, as we saw in Game 1.
When you talk about Gabby a lot, I mean, mid one, he's top of the CS board right now as he's just been having a great old time at bot lane. Once again, speaking of Gabby, Raging Potato gonna get taken down by Gabby. Killing spree the way of the TB, and I appreciate this from T1. Like, they've left Cuckoo alone. They know he can solo the...
Under one lane down bot, give Gabby the start he needs. Afu is kind of vulnerable by himself here.
Yeah, bot lane, Arfu gonna shallow grave himself up as Raging is gonna rejoin the fray, but Arfu's surely gonna die and will. Zephyr, he might go down as a trade, but the living armor, that bonus armor makes it very hard as Raging is still going for this. With the plasma field, he will secure the kill, but can he get himself out? Well, the answer is yes, he does. He's got no regen though, so he might have to run all the way back to the fountain, but he does at least get a bit of a trade, and in fact he won't. Cuckoo. He's going to drop solo top lane.
They might be gunning for more. They know Cuckoo's severely behind. They could just keep trying to bully here.
Yeah, just shut down the leader of T1, and look at this. Little hill troll moving their way over with the ensnare, locking Cuckoo down, who really just has nowhere to go. Mid one. We'll get the Jingu and Moon. He'll happily take the kill on the Ember. Onto Carl now, who rotated over all by himself. Will orb away towards the right side, but MLPDotA already onto it. Forced to use the Dream Coil defensively to be able to get his way out. Now down at bot lane, Raging. Gonna be targeted again. Zephyr is gonna be out with the rebound. Does have dispose as well, but has he gone too far? Well, Gabby is gonna be there to back them up, but Zephyr is already down as Shallow Grave now is committed thanks to Arfu. Raging, one more hit will do it, but with the plasma field slow, they cannot keep up. Raging will be just fine. This time Zephyr to drop.
Yeah, they just managed to get the angle using that Shallow Grave really well. They will be able to snipe MLPDotA, but they have to even expend a Dream Coil. Already are going to go for a smoke play with Zephyr. See if they find the angle, are gunning down bot. Raging is under vision here.
Raging. Let me target it as Carl does have Dream Coil, and Zephyr of course has the dispose available as Carl. Smoke broken, Whitemon is around, they'll miss the grass, but it won't matter because they've got the coil and dispose to lock him down. The Razor eventually should drop, but he will have a Shallow Grave to buy him a time now. Mid one, and Moon will jump in to try and punish as Zephyr is at least going to get caught. They'll want a bit more than that for all these rotations. Carl's still messing around here with this Dazzle. Carl does get the Dazzle, but it's going to get out with his life intact. Primal Spring is there. Mid one still chasing him down. Carl. Oh, it wasn't worth it. Arfu, he'll hand the tip over.
Another nice forward ward here from the side of SMG to watch T1's movement onto that triangle ramp. Starting to play poke a bit.
Playing around. Enchant is there. Hex is out. He has the orb, but he was not expecting the shards from Dazzle. Oh boy, that's a big mistake there from Carl, and SMG now, they can definitely Roshan.
Unless you have something like an Aether Lens, which Zephyr does have. So you could maybe catch him off in the rim still.
Balance is there. They've got Zephyr once again on the Marcy, though he will unleash, but there's the Hex out from Arfu, and now with the Sleight of Fist out, Zephyr surviving with the living armor. They're Raging. He's going to make the jump in onto Whitemon, but a nice hawk time is there from Cuckoo into the Raw now, and maybe T1. They can force the fight, but a nice Shallow Grave out from Arfu, trying to buy a bit more time. Still Raging is going to drop. In goes Carl after Moon, but they cannot catch the Ember. Instead, Dream Coil going to catch two supports here on the other side, but mid one, he'll drop the Wukongs and zone them out. So T1 probably just going to be happy with the Razor kill. That's going to be enough for them, but no, never mind. They want to smoke out. They want more punishment for this. That's fair enough. Meta's still going for quite a while. They might at least find MLPDotA, and they will. Nice dispose there from Zephyr. They'll make it a 2-for-0 trade. Just slightly punishing SMG every time. Is that the way to do it? They might have another
Under win conditions, and it's still a coil that hasn't been sprung.
That it has. Or rather hasn't. T1. I mean, does this favor T1 like the slow game? Just slightly punishing SMG every time. Is that the way to do it? They might have another punish here. Raging onto Whitemon. Not going to have enough damage, and now forced to pop his BKB and try to run, but the Raw is there from Cuckoo to hold him down. Shallow Grave will save though on Cuckoo. He's going to be the one to drop. It's Carl in once again. Mid one, meanwhile, does actually kill off Zephyr. Raging. Well, that's a big Dream Coil. Raging Potato's gone. Carl with a nice setup onto the Razor. He's going to jump again. Keep poking and prodding here as this puck, but here comes mid one. He knows where Gabby is. There's your Wukong's command out, but they can't hold him in. Nothing to hold him in the Wukong's command. T1 still hanging around. Being very, very patient. SMG will do the same. The Moon does get spotted. Nice dispose out Zephyr. He'll hold down the Ember for a moment, but not long enough. He's fine as the Boundless does come in mid one. He's going to rush in for this, but does back out immediately. Carl is holding down the backside, making sure Arfu does not feel confident on the Dazzle. But he does have an Aeon Disc, so he's fine as Moon is in trouble again. Raw being committed, T1. They'll get away with it. In comes the Wukong's command from mid one, but do you have the backup? No one's going to hold anyone down within the Wukong's command. So it feels quite wasted here as, well, T1, they might be able to keep chasing SMG now. Raging, still trying to fight Carl on this puck, but just doesn't have the damage output. And now Carl will just move right back in. Raging Potato's gone too far. Shallow Grave is going to save for a little bit as Carl gets caught by mid one. Taken down by the Boundless Strike. And suddenly the team fights even again.
Yeah, the sustain coming through from SMG's sick as well, though. Zephyr?
Yeah, nice toss back. The Dispos catching out Raging this time around. Zephyr will rebound back towards PyLi. SMG, they're not ready to fight without this Razor.
Hex is going to be really big. You already have a Hex follow-up or start with Afu. Another bigger Hex is going to be impactful here.
Oh, Moon again caught out. Ember in trouble, but Shallow Grave will come out early this time to make sure he's alright as they force-staff him out. Moon, he's gonna make it. Another Wukong's command being committed though, and now T1, they can certainly keep fighting. Raging is the target. Overgrowth is out. They will take the Razor down, and now with a great Dream Coil, they've caught two more. PyLi already dropping way too low. Mid one, popped his BKB, but just needs to run. Still Carl, he'll keep going. Meanwhile, Moon jumps in, takes down Zephyr in the backside, but gonna be careful not to get taken down himself. He has one Remnant in 1 second. Trying to fist out first, Remnant away, but no, he's gonna drop. They go too far.
T1 sees that opportunity for Roche. No Metamorphosis, double damage fading soon, but SMG has to act fast to counteract this.
Very fast, John. PyLi gonna move in to get a bit of vision. Carl would have seen that. Does have the Dream Coil, but won't throw it out yet. It's just the edge. You don't want to waste too many spells on this hero. Gabby, right back to the Roshan though. Again, a very quick process here right now for T1. Hawks to give even more vision as now the Dispose is there onto the edge. They will get started, but mid one makes the jump in. Wukong's is available. Gabby, he's been caught out. There's the Hex out, but Gabby, no, he'll force staff away. He's safe for now. Roshan, however, is not, and may just go the way of SMG. T1, they are not going to overextend for this. And SMG, they get away with Aegis for free.
T1 doing a fantastic job of, again, stalling this game. We talked about what they wanted to do. That's exactly it.
Mid one, not like, don't do this, mid one. Mid one. All right, here we go, John. Aegis is down. Moon, he's forced to start the fight. They might actually have something going. Whitemon about to drop a roar out. Mid one, he's the target. Static link out onto Gabby, though. Mid one, he'll survive. Wukong's command out. Maybe they can take the team fight. And they do. Not only were T1 baited, John, we were baited. That doesn't seem very fair, Mr. Frog. Moon, well, he's been caught out. Nice disposed or blow him up. Fu, our disc already procced. He's gone. Oh boy.
T1 has a lot to play with, and SMG, without buyback and dazzle, feels risky to show up.
They're still gonna try. Mid one, he'll jump in. BKB Wukong's command out. Raging though is already gone. Buyback's coming in now, but they can't hold anyone within the Wukong's command rings. They do catch Kook, or rather Carl, but he's going to orb out of there just fine. Moon still trying to chase him down on the puck, but phase shift blink away is there. The orb out. They cannot keep up with him.
What did Afu refresh? He used it. It's on cooldown.
Oh. What did he use it on, John? Was it... I'm not sure. We'll have to find out very soon. Cuckoo has been caught out. May just drop Moon.
How?
They keep chasing, and he is. What is it, Jonathan?
The Dispose range. That was across the cliff. That's across that little pit. Like, what?
Perfectly balanced here, John. Gabby, no, nice stream call, Carl. Setting up a great team fight. Wukong's out again. Refresh is there. Raging. We're going to try and back off, but oh, Shallow Grave going to make it barely in time. Saving the day as the Hawk dive is there. Carl still trying to snipe him. Whitemon out with the overgrowth. Gabby's going to come back in now. They have still not got the Razor. In fact, Gabby in mid one still trying to fight. We'll go out at 1v1, but Cuckoo, he's the target as mid one. Has the Shallow Grave to protect him, but is it going to last long enough? He'll keep going for the fight here against Gabby, but eventually gets taken down. Moon, he will also be caught out, but he has the Wind Waker. Trying to make his way out, but look at that Dispose. Ultra kill out for Carl.
SMG also play a lot more passive in comparison to game one, which was a calculated mix of aggression, and they'll just go for tier 4s. They understand this.
I mean, this game's over. It's mid one and PyLi versing the world here to try and defend this mid racks, or rather just tier 4 towers now. So we'll turn around and try to fight this one out with the Wukong's command, but Carl is just kind of taunting at this point. In the meantime, PyLi is gone, GG's called, they're onto the Ancient anyway, and Carl does end up getting mid one. Game 2 a lot slower than game 1, Jonathan, but T1, their patience does end up paying off and they'll force us to a game number 3. Thank you so much, Nat. We do go into game 3. Jonathan, I truly do not understand what this SMG draft is trying to do.
In mid is doing pretty well for SMG, but not enough to really shut down Carl either. So it's a lot more even for the Tiny, which is good news. And the bot lane's
Raging.
I know.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage out onto Raging, but he will survive. The static link sapping away enough damage here from Gabby and Arfu even. Goes for a bit of a chase here onto Gabby, but Poison Touch is going to wear off, and now Arfu's in danger. Waimon can't slow him down anymore. Gabby needed one more hit to get the kill.
But it's still, again, a very slow start for mid one. Does have the level 6, so he's not under direct kill threat. Bit of a rotation out from Carl down bot with the Invis rune here.
Yeah, as the avalanche and toss, we'll just go right after Arfu, and well, no, he's got the kill very simply. Is now Raging. Not so safe either. Carl looping around, forcing out the static link, and well, Carl, he'll be okay with that. He'll just walk away. But never mind. Loop around again. He's got avalanche. He's got toss. He wants to commit. He wants a double. Raging. Gonna get tossed up, but still not enough damage yet from Carl. In fact, Raging will now turn around. Has Carl gone a bit too far here on this Tiny? It doesn't seem like it. He should be just fine to back himself out.
But we are starting to see some of that presence come true from PyLai with his creep army. He can do a lot of work on the objectives. And Moon still has that strong start, although...
Yeah, Carl down the bot lane. He'll find Arfu again. Meanwhile, mid lane, Zephyr gonna drop here to Moon. It's the Laguna Blade onto the Train Protector and secures the kill. And that's gonna force Carl to get back into this mid lane and try to protect that tier 1 tower, because you've got PyLai around.
The presence of Chen starts to dissipate, and the Terrorblade grows bigger and bigger. Gabby's uncontested in the triangle, just free to farm up as he pleases.
Well, Carl,
although
nice jump in. Avalanche toss there. PyLai already gone. They can't catch Raging, but they do put a halt to this push that's happening, and we saw this last game. Like, you can't find the tier 1 tower. Bad luck. Zephyr's gonna heal it all the way back up slowly. There's Carl. He finds Raging. He's stuck around for the large camp, and he is gonna be punished heavily for this. It's Carl really popping off on this mid-tiny already. And even now, SMG just kind of waiting for a bit of an error to happen here by T1 in the mid lane, but looks like PyLai eventually just gonna submit and just get the creeps out. Still Carl actually blinking forward onto PyLai but not noticing him in the tree line. Instead, we'll go for the creeps. Poison touch out, but Carl, he'll put the hand up, and well, they won't be able to do anything. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Moon does end up dying a cuckoo. Mid lane, toss back, Raging, in trouble. Overgrowth is up now, so they can throw that out of the Razor. Shallow Grave only going to buy so much time. It's Cuckoo. He's going to survive the cold embrace from Whitemon. Going to allow him the heal to be able to get through this as Carl now with a nice toss back onto Arfu. And Carl, he has not forgotten about the tips. Out from Arfu in game number 2. They will continue tipping away. Look at his item queued up, John. Hand of Midas. Toss back onto the Lena. Moon, again, out of position. Avalanche gonna hold him down. Whitemon has the curse if they need it. Mid one gonna show up. They'll curse straight away. Shallow Grave, though, gonna buy a bit of time for Moon to try and get out of this as a Splinter Blast. Not gonna land on the toss back. Not gonna do enough damage. In fact, Carl now, the one in danger. Overgrowth, though, from Zephyr. Gonna hold 3 of them down as Zephyr TP's out right in front, but is gonna get taken out. Backwards is now T1. Well, they're going to smoke up as a unit as well and run towards Gabby just in case he needs their help, as Gabby is trying to bait them in right now. There are still a lot of heroes around, but Carl, he's going to make the first jump in first. Raging, he's just gone. Oh, Carl, he's just going right in onto Arfu. He will not leave this man alone. TP away from Arfu is going to be enough, but the rest of the team, they are still trying to fight here in SMG. Zephyr will get the overgrowth off onto the Ember, and now with the avalanche toss. Mid one drops. They catch out another. Moon, he's going to BKB up and run, but no, it's not going to be it.
With that set of kills, T1 just goes straight into Roche. Have the damage on hand with Gabby, even though his Metamorphosis fades. Should still have enough to make work. Raging does scout, but can't really do much here.
Carl Or rather, Cuckoo and pop his BKB, not minding raging. In fact, goes for the Viper Strike. Meanwhile, the actual Carl going for a big avalanche toss out. He saw Afu again. Still, Aegis is taken. In fact, Roshan, it went down to SMG. But Aegis does go the way as Gabby. As SMG, they are still fighting. There goes Afu. Raging, still frontlining for the team is now Moon. He does rejoin with a nice Lagoon around. It's just not going to be enough. Carl is just still rampaging on the side of SMG. As mid one has dropped as well to Cuckoo, but they might finally find the Viper. And they will. But that cost them a safe lane Ember buyback.
So you can't really maintain that aggression well. Mid one shows top.
Mid one. Careful, sir. He's got one remnant, John. He will back. Oh, no. Boy. Oh, they were waiting.
No.
Oh, Gabby tips him immediately. Mid one still 20 seconds away, so SMG need to back off. Carl, he's on the hunt. You know he wants somebody to toss back. Highlight die. He's gonna be all right. So Carl was more focused on minusing his creeps. It's SMG now. Hex is out. Onto the Tiny. Moon will lock him down. Carl still perfectly fine to walk out of there with the avalanches. Well, Cuckoo takes over his position back in onto Moon, who does have a double damage rune. He's getting a lot of damage out. Cuckoo in trouble, but living armor and Sunder. It does come out in time. Gabby a bit low, but a big curse out. Hold down Moon. And he just goes mid one, trying to fight Gabby. There's just no chance. Oh, you gotta call it. You've just gotta call it. This draft's not gonna work.
No.
They'll go after that tier 3 tower. Carl right in. Afu, he's always the target and he's just dead. Afu will buy back now. SMG, this could be the final team fight, but a nice light striker to set up into the double chains out now. Maybe this is the team fight they can finally take as they will get the Aegis down. Meanwhile, Cuckoo after Moon, but switches over to mid one, who's gonna drop. Carl just all over it on this Tiny. Because now they've got the Razor slowed up, reflection out, raging. He will survive thanks to Afu, but the top racks will not.
Yeah, I think
Tips out for Afu.
maybe get a ward. Could cost Pilot Eye's life.
And it will. Pilot die. Living up to his name, I assume here, John. Pilot die. Still trying to run. Afu unable to save him. As, well, he does go, but buyback is there. But mid one is gone once again. Carl just will not leave the man alone. And now what a curse out. Oh, what a curse from Whitemon. Holding 3 of them down right in the back. And that's exactly where T1's gone through, John. Right through the back of SMG. Onto Afu. That'll be another. More tips out. They just leave the man alone. It was one tip. They tipped him once.
You can't live it true, Mike. It's Southeast Asia. If someone tips you, you get back at them. Gabby guns for the tier 4s. They know there's no point extending this one and just gun for the end game. Mid one is gonna spawn up at the least. Maybe one last play.
Carl in mid one, in trouble, getting tossed back and Remnant away. Viper Strike's already there. GG, surely.
Look, SMG looked good in game 1. Game 2, a lot, maybe too patient. Game 3,